Hey Captains, welcome back to the channel. It's Normal Guy in the North, and today we're diving into a submarine that refuses to stay, well, dead. This is the Soviet Tier 6 submarine, Sierra 1. And unlike most underwater hunters, this one fights best on the surface, with fast torpedoes, a working deck gun, and mobility to match destroyers. S-1 is anything but shy. She wants to give you a big torp hug. The S-1 is fast, flexible, high-pressure platform, and plays more like a Soviet gunboat than a traditional sub. It rewards initiative, map awareness, and relentless momentum. Flood them out, gun them down, dodge like a destroyer. The S-1 turns every flank into her own personal hunting ground. Historically, the S-1 was the first boat of the Soviet S-class series, launched in 1936 and, get a load of this, built on Germany's Type 9 U-boat design. They were actually cooperating back then, just not when Germany invaded them in Operation Barbarossa. Armed with 6 torpedo tubes and a deck gun, she was built for power projection. In World of Warships, she brings that same duality, armed for ambush, but just as capable above the waves. So here's what you're working with. You got 4 bow torpedo tubes and 2 stern tubes, perfect for retreating or snapshots. She also has a 100mm, before it was 120mm, a Bravo 24 Papalima deck gun with high fire rate and tight dispersion. Its SAP shells are fantastic. Her acoustic homing torpedoes won't delete full health BBs in one strike, but with fast reloads and the Liquidator skill, they apply serious flood pressure, especially when you're actually going to shoot, not all at once, but single or 2 torpedoes at a time. And it's also good when you especially double up with, the flag Juliet Whiskey. The S-1 flips the submarine playbook upside down. This isn't a deep dive sniper, it's a knife fighter. You'll often play her at the surface or at periscope depth, actively pinging targets, launching spreads, then repositioning before they can respond. The dive button isn't your primary tool, it's actually your reset button. Okay, she moves like a shark. She's got 25 knots of surface speed, 16.8 knots submerged. She has 22 units per second dive capacity recharge. Not great, but not bad. Excellent turning with submarine steering gears. Plus, with the enlarged propeller shaft, that sounds kind of bad if you know what I mean, you'll get a plus 18% speed when you dive capacity is below 50%. That means you're either charging forward, flanking hard, or running circles around enemy ships that you thought they had you, basically pinned, about to kill you. Okay, let's talk about the all-important captain skills. First of all, for 1-point skills, you want Liquidator. It's a plus 30% flood chance, turns every hit into long-term damage. You're going to want enhanced sonar. This is the worst ping probably in the game. Shorten sonar ping cooldown by 10%. More pings equal, more hits. You're going to want priority targeting. Knowing when you're targeted so you can time your dive or gunfire perfectly. I think it's important for subs. Now, 2-point skills, preventative maintenance. Keep your sonar engine and guns alive when firing on the surface. And of course, you're going to want consumable enhancements. That's a plus 5% consumable duration. The longer the hydro and surveillance, the time. That's just good for you. Now, 3-point skills. First of all, you're going to want watchful. Alerts you when you're in range of enemy radar or hydroacoustic search, even if undetected. Prevents nasty surprises. Then, of course, you're going to want consumable specialists. Faster cooldowns on hydrophone, subsurveillance, equals more uptime and more flexibility. Now, 4-point skills. You're going to want Adrenaline Rush first. Increases reload as HP drops. Great for late game fights. And, of course, you're going to want Enlarged Propeller Shaft. That still sounds really wrong when you say it. Plus 18% when your dive capacity is under 50%. Helps with escape and, of course, repositioning. This build is designed to keep you dangerous, hard to pin down, and always moving. All right, run these modules for maximized combat performance. Now, for me, you guys always know I take main armor at mod 1. Keeps torpedoes and deck guns active. Engine room protection is always number 2. Prevents engine runner damage, critical when surfaced. Now, you're going to want dive capacity mod 1 because that's extra underwater time for evasive or, disengaging, getting away, especially if you made a screw up. Submarine steering gears, that's what you want next. Enhances turn speed so you can dodge, fire, depth charge with ease and get away from depth charge attacks. That's kind of how it helps you. Now, flags. I'm not going to talk about all 8, just like I said in submarines, the 4 most important ones. You're going to want Juliet Whiskey because for that flag, it's a plus 15% flood chance, works beautifully with Liquidator. You're going to want Sierra Mark. That's an extra 5% speed, lets you dictate a bit of a pace. You're going to want X-ray pop out. That's a plus 5% dive capacity. More flexibility when you need to go dark, especially when you make a mistake. Now, you're going to want Sierra Bravo. That's enhanced hydrophone, sub-surveillance, duration, and cooldowns. It's an all-around great flag. Together with a reinforced your mobility, sustainability, and of course your potential flood potential and floodability. All right, consumables. The S-1 has what I would call a stripped down or no frills layout. You've got a damage control party, It's not your standard fire and flood. It's a fast damage control party. It's very rare, but it's actually for the Soviet subs. You get the hydrophone. Use it to scout around islands, predict movement. I use this specifically when I'm coming to the surface, even before I hit periscope depth and look around. Did I make a boo-boo? Is there any ships around me that are going to see me and go, ha, boom, kill you? Of course, for submarine surveillance. Great for countering subplay and underwater awareness. Use it and use the actual modules to get it down so that way you get to jump on enemy submarines. So thanks to your skill, Sierra Bravo flag, you'll enjoy longer durations and faster cooldown, give you that intel advantage. Okay, tactical overview. Let's break down how to make the most out of S-1 tactically. Okay, first off, start on the surface. Use your speed to reach a flank or an island chain before the enemy expects a sub. Stay alert with priority target. You'll often be spotted early. Try to avoid this at all costs. Spotted submarine is usually a deaded submarine. Now, use terrain and concealment to your advantage. Play exactly like a destroyer, hugging islands, spotting from periscope depth, and launch torps at distinct or isolated targets. Ping from cover. Launch torpedoes from the surface or periscope depth, and don't overcommit. S-1 isn't invincible. She's actually quite the opposite, but she's hard to pin down when played smart. When you're not spotted, they don't know who you are. When they don't know who you are, you can't be killed. Your stern torpedo tubes make retreating dangerous for enemies, especially if they want to actually push you and close in. Don't hesitate to bait DDs into chasing you, only to turn around and just land a nasty surprise. Don't waste your time underwater. Dive to reposition or reset detection, not to hide. You'll do your best work when visible and fast. That means be at the surface, don't get spotted. And finally, the deck gun. It's SAP shells. If a target's, say, under 2,000 HP and doesn't have torpedoes pointing at you, surface and finish them off. It's fast, accurate, and satisfying to hell. I've seen the I-56 Tier 8 submarine kill a full health Kaba Tier 10 Russian gunboat with no problem with its deck gun. S-1 isn't a sub you play passive. It's a sub you drive like a sports car. You want to be pushing and have complete map control. Okay, strengths. Right off the bat, aggressive and fun surface-oriented playstyle. She also has a high flooding potential with Liquidator and Juliet Whiskey. Functional deck gun, rare at Tier 6. I don't think there's even a boat at Tier 6 that actually has it. I can't think of one. I don't think there is. Strong mobility and dive recharge. And she has excellent consumable uptime and with the right skills. Now, weakness, low alpha damage on torps. No reserve battery equals limited panic dive capacity because we've all been there. Short sonar range, requires smart positioning, needs proactive play and constant map awareness. You have to watch out for this. The S-1 is a high tempo, high aggression submarine for captains who want to dictate the pace of the game. It's not for everyone because it is a hard sub to play, but if you love bold moves, fast plays, and tactical pressure, S-1 might become your new favorite Tier 6 sub. It's a destroyer sub hybrid it's actually ready to brawl. So, what do you think of S-1? Love the surface sub style or prefer to play the old school deep strike approach? But hey, drop a comment, smash the like button, and if this helps you out, can you think about subscribing for more reviews, tactics, and gameplay from World of Warships? But as always, thanks for watching, and take care, stay safe, wish you all the best. Bye for now.